Hello, my name is Dr. Maeve McHugh, and I am a teaching fellow in classical archaeology in the Department of Classics, Ancient History and Archaeology at the University of Birmingham. I'm here today to tell you how much I'm looking forward to welcoming you in the department in September. I'm also here to tell you a little bit about what you can expect when you join us. This year, we are going to be teaching some new first year modules. I have the opportunity to teach on a module called Rethinking the Ancient World, and I'm particularly looking forward to doing this because I get the opportunity to talk to you about topics that I haven't had the opportunity to talk to you about before, because this is a module that very much is trying to give us a better and more well-rounded understanding of the ancient world. So what we're going to be doing in that module is focusing on people that are maybe more underrepresented in our sources or not as well understood in our texts. So I get the opportunity to talk to you guys about how in ancient Athens, girls every summer for a month went into the Athenian countryside and dressed as bears and roamed around and pretended to be bears as part of a religious festival. I'm also going to have the opportunity to talk to you about how a statue was accused of murder, put on trial, and then executed by being thrown off a cliff. And this raises really interesting questions about, the agency of inanimate objects like a statue. Then we're also going to learn about how a massive hero tomb from the 10th century BCE may have evidence of human sacrifice. So all of these things we're going to talk about and more in the other modules that I have the opportunity to talk to you and teach you about over the next 3 years. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you very, very soon. If you want more information about the department, or if you want more information about reading to do with the ancient Greek or Roman world, I wrote a web page that you can now find. I'm sure there is a link somewhere here. Which will give you a brief taster of the types of reading that you will be asked to complete as part of your degree. We also have a great and active Instagram page. I recommend that you check it out. There is a podcast there that we recorded over the summer period. And also, finally, I want to tell you about the Classical Museum that we have in the department, which has a small but beautifully formed collection of ancient antiquities from Egypt, also from Greece and Rome, and even further afield than that. And I really can't wait to show you guys that collection because it's your collection. It's a teaching collection. And so I look forward to seeing you then. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Get ready for some hard work. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.
Hi, my name's Dr. Will Mack, and I'm really looking forward to getting the chance to meet you and spend a bit of time with you while you're here at Birmingham, looking at ancient Greek history, exploring evidence of ancient Greek international relations, which is my particular research speciality, and above all, mucking about with Greek inscriptions. If you have a chance, there's no better introduction to the classical world from a historical perspective than Peter Toneman and Simon Price's The Birth of Classical Europe, which I really recommend for being both quite concise and really, really smart. So have a look at that if you get the chance. See you later.
Hi, my name's Roger White and I'm a senior lecturer in archaeology in the department. I also teach heritage studies and ancient history and other things as well, but mainly I do archaeology. I want to introduce a book to you for the course, Archaeology and Introduction by Kevin Green and Tom Moore. Very readable, but importantly it's also supported by a really good website which will help with your learning and help you access the materials that you really need to do the course in practical archaeology, which I'll be teaching you hopefully in the autumn. See you soon.
Hello, my name is Elsa Hunt and I'm a lecturer in ancient history at the University of Birmingham. I'm so pleased that we're going to be able to welcome you to start your degree with us in the Department of Classics, Ancient History and Archaeology. My own area of research and teaching specialism is Roman history, and in particular my research has focused on the religion of the Romans. I'm fascinated to explore what it is that the Romans believed about their gods. Now, the way I'll be meeting many of you in the coming year is through an innovative module called Rethinking the Ancient World. Now, as the title of this module suggests, one of the things we want to do in this module is to encourage you to challenge or rethink some of the assumptions that you might have about the ancient world. And if you are looking for a fun way to prepare for this module, then I would highly recommend a series of programmes that are currently available on BBC iPlayer. These are Meet the Romans by Mary Beard. Now, Mary Beard's documentary would be an excellent way of getting into the kind of mindset that we'll be encouraging you to get into in this module, Rethinking the Ancient World. An excellent way of starting to think a bit differently about the ancient world and the material evidence it gives us. I'm so looking forward to working with you on this module and to welcoming you to Birmingham in the not too distant future.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Dan Reynolds and I am a lecturer in Byzantine history. And the book that I am recommending to you is The Inheritance of Rome by Chris Wickham, which is an excellent introduction to the breakdown of the Roman Empire after the 5th century and also the rise of the Germanic successor kingdoms which emerged in Western Europe during the early Middle Ages. It is also an excellent introduction to the legacy of Rome in Byzantium and also examines the rise of Islam in the Near East and the first Islamic ruling dynasty, the Umayyads.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you today? My name is Lady Olavarria and I am a lecturer in Egyptology at the University of Birmingham. So as many of you will know, Egyptology studies the history, the archaeology and material culture and also the language of ancient Egypt. So it covers quite a few millennia of history. Probably this is not something that any of you will have done before in school. So I thought it would be interesting to give you some basic reading to get started, to learn a little bit more about the history of Egypt. This is a book that I tend to recommend to my first year students. It's called An Introduction to the Archaeology of Ancient Egypt by Catherine Bard. Please bear in mind that this is the first edition. This is the one I have at home, but you have access to the second edition of this handbook through the online library, and you can look at it as an ebook. One of the reasons I like this book is because it provides a chronological overview of the history of Egypt. It comes with very handy boxes with extra discussions. For example, right here, you have in this box, story of the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun by Howard Carter. It comes with additional unsuggested readings at the end, and it also comes with some additional questions and summaries of each of the chapters, just to double check that you have understood what you have read. I hope you find this book as interesting as I do, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you here in Birmingham.
Welcome to the Department of Classics, Ancient History and Archaeology. I'm Ken Wardle. I specialise in Greek archaeology, especially the prehistoric period, the period which relates to the Homeric epics and the story of the Greeks' struggle to capture Troy. I can be absolutely sure of one thing, that you are all very nervous at this moment as I record this message 3 days before results day. You're wondering, nervous whether you're going to get the results you want and the place you want, excited about new things to learn, new places to be in, and new friends to make. I can also be certain that you all are much better at the digital technology that we're going to need in this virtual age than I and my colleagues are. But I'm also certain that we're all here to help you do the best you possibly can with the new subjects you're about to start and with the new skills you're about to learn. I look forward to meeting you in person, perhaps if you're assigned to me as tutees, to sharing a weekly class together about the famous city of Mycenae, the source of many legends. See you soon, I hope for real.
Hello, my name is David Smith and I'm one of the teaching staff in Classics, Ancient History and Archaeology. I mainly teach archaeology. So first of all, congratulations on getting into Birmingham, and I look forward to meeting you at some point over the next 3 years. In the first year, I will mainly be teaching you on understanding archaeology, and if you do a project on the Aztecs, that will be with me. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Hannah Cornwell and I research and teach Roman history here at the University of Birmingham. I'm particularly interested in negotiation and the concept of peace in the ancient world, as well as changing political ideologies. I'm also just a little bit obsessed with coins as evidence, so if you have a class or lecture with me, you can probably expect to see 1 or 2 of those there. The main first year module I'll be teaching this year is the Roman world, so I expect I'll see quite a few of you for that. I have a short reading suggestions list if anyone's interested, and we'll post the link to that below. We're really excited to welcome you to our department and to show you all the diverse ways in which we can study ancient societies and cultures, including coins. See you soon.